is gaming dying in 2025? Or is gaming dying in general? My question for you, the people who do watch this, is it? I want to hear what you guys have to say, but what I'm gonna say is that it's not. It never has started to die. It may have started dying back in, when the AAA developers started to make it so that it was like, what do you want to call it? Money grubbers. All they cared about was the money rather than a finished game. That is accurate. In what sense is gaming dying? That's the question I really want to answer, because I am an indie player. I love indies. I love games that aren't super expensive, aren't $70. $70 nowadays, $70 to $80 for first party games, which that's a lot of money. $60 was a lot of money, in my opinion, at least. But the question is it actually dying? In the sense of the AAA sphere of gaming and the industry itself, I do think it's dying. I think there are a few good standout games that aren't dying. I think, there's companies that do care about what we are sinking our money into. Because not all companies, I think like that, of course. I genuinely think that in the AAA sphere, it is dying. I will not deny that. Because every single time that I see anything involving, what do you want to call it? The gaming is dying aspect on my For You page on TikTok, on my YouTube shorts, the reels on Facebook and Instagram, I see a lot of it, and it's never talking about the games that I actually play. The games that I sink a lot of time into. It's always talking about these games that are these big budgets, these... the next big game. The next game that's going to change our lives. But to be fair, and to be quite frank, I think the games that have changed my life, have been indies. Independently developed video games. For instance, a game that I think about constantly and I love and I've sunk in many hours into is Stardew Valley, made by one guy. Everything was done by one guy. And that's the crazy thing, too, is gaming is dying in the AAA sense, but I don't think it's going anywhere when it comes to indies and AA games. I recently finished Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and that is like what we would call a AA game, right? I thought it was fantastic. There was love, there was heart, there was soul, there was comedy. There were so many things in that game, which, by the way, was not $70 to $80. It was a $50 game if you bought it and you don't have Game Pass. I do have Game Pass. $50 for an experience like that. I'd pay it over and over again. Again, even though I didn't, I will elaborate that. Even though I didn't spend that $50, I still feel as if there's something there. A $50 game that gave me an experience that was beautiful. A $50 game that made me want to get to know the characters more, want to know their story, want to know where we're going next. I wanted to see where the story was going. I wanted to kill the paintress. Indies in the AA sphere, I don't think it's dying. I don't. I already said it earlier in the video, but Stardew Valley. A stellar game that you can sink countless hours. And I've seen it. I've seen this thing on a lot, and it is, I feel like, true. It's called the Stardew effect. You don't know, but you start playing it, and the next thing you know, hours are gone. You're like, golly, where'd they go? You don't know. You were just enjoying a farm that your grandpa gave to you, and you're just trying to get it back up. Trying to get it going, trying to marry people, fall in love, sell things, create a farm that is of your dreams. And another instance, another game that I personally think is one of my favorite games of all time, Hollow Knight. Silksong, please come out. Hollow Knight is one of the best platformer Souls-like games I've ever played. And I can promise you that. If you haven't played it, play it. It's amazing. It makes you feel a certain way. Because this tiny team of people did something beautiful, did something gorgeous. The game's amazing. Hollow Knight is a 10. I'll say it. It's a 10. It's one of my favorites of all time. Then there's another game that I played, and it's very short. Very short. It's called Carry On. You're this little blurb of, like, I don't know how else to describe it, but you're like a blurb of something, and you need to eat. What is that? Is it like a meat thing? I don't know. It's like a meat thing that you're going around, and you're like an experiment that somebody has put you through. You go around and you eat people, level up, go through that. Phenomenal 2-hour game, and I loved it. I'd pay $20 for that game any day of the week if I could just experience it one more time. And then there's games like Super Hot. Super Hot is fantastic. It's I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people reference it as to being like a video game that's John Wick. Yeah, 100%. You feel like John Wick. You feel like a badass. You know? And if you guys don't know what Super Hot is, it's where you move, the game moves. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. I love it. Super Hot is it's kind of like a dream, you know, like a really cool fever dream that you get lost in. That's how I describe it too. Man, Super Hot. Some people are thrown off by the graphical style. But if you get past that, I promise you, you will find a world where gaming still exists. Gaming still lives. The passion and the fact that I don't know what you want to call it, but the people who we live, it's still there. Gaming will not go away. It will forever be here. It may be dying in the AAA sphere, but I don't think it's dying in the AA and or indie sphere. I think that's where gaming has always been the most alive, and I think it will continue to be the most alive. I think that's what matters. Is that as long as we still have that, I think we still have gaming. Consensus from the video is, I really don't think gaming is dying. I think it's still living, and I think it will forever begin to live, and it will stay alive within the smaller game studios. They're some of the best games I've ever played in my life. And there is a game that I forgot to mention, Outer Wilds. One of the most magical and brilliant experiences in gaming that I think I've ever had. It's top 3 games for me, for sure. It's up there with the greats, and it should be. And I wish somebody could wipe my memory of that game so I could play it again. So please let me know what you think. If you think it is dying, why? I want to hear reasons. I want to have a civil discussion as to why gaming is dying. I don't know, maybe like, comment, or subscribe or something.